So I got that many people watching me right now. How y'all doing? Pop one up for America. WJP. Huh? Well, those no names go by pretty fast there, don't they? That's your question. Okay. Try it like that. Yeah, my number's going down because I'm not that very entertaining, am I? How you doing? Yeah. I can tell you a funny story though, for anybody that likes to want to stay on here and listen or whatever. So, since it's around 4th of July, I'll tell this story. When I was about 11 years old, 12 years old maybe, a friend of mine across the corner, kind of catty corner from where we lived, they used to throw, every year they would throw big fireworks displays and stuff. Shoot a lot of fireworks off. It's pretty cool. Well, or a month before that, in August, his parents were having a garage sale on the other side of the house. I went over to Ronald's house, and Ronald says, "Come check this out, man." He says, "I've got something I call forever burn." And he takes me out to his clubhouse, and he's got this plastic bin, cat liner can or whatever, and he's got it filled with gas. Not all the way though, Then he takes styrofoam, and he's been putting the styrofoam in there, and that gas, of course, melts the styrofoam, and it comes all gooey and such. And so anyway, it's middle of August, okay? He hops the fence at his house. And behind his house is a big old field, empty lots pretty much, and then the next street. But where we're at, there was a tree and there was a telephone pole right there. And then between his house, there's another empty lot and field, whatever. And then there's a neighbor's house. Well, when we first got out there behind the tree, our neighbor over there, had seen us out there but didn't know what we were doing. And so he went back to doing whatever he was doing. And which was watering his plants and stuff. Well, after it was just me and him, my buddy Ronald out there, he decides to put that pan of cat gooey stuff, which was the gas and the styrofoam he mixed together, and he lights it. Well, of course, it lights on fire, and the plastic melts, and the gas. He's like, "Oh crap!" So Ronald jumps the fence, and he gets a 5-gallon bucket, starts putting water in it, bringing it to me, and I throwing water on the burnt, the fire. You're trying to get it out, and give the bucket back to him. He gets more water, and I throw some more on there. And we do this, I don't know, 3 or 4, 5, 6 times or whatever. And then we think it's out. I put out whatever I saw with my foot. We go back and we go inside and we start playing Nintendo. And like I said, his parents were on the other side of the house for having a garage sale. So as far as we knew, nobody knew what was going on. We were in the clear. We're good. So me and Ronald were in there. We're playing Super Nintendo, Mario World. And I see my neighbor run back through a window, run back towards where we were. So I was like, "Ronald, the fire started again." He's like, "Nah." All right, so we went back to playing our video game again, Well, next thing I know, I see a bunch of people running back towards where we were. So I said, Ronald, this fire started again. So we threw our controllers down and went out there, and sure enough, big part of the field was on fire. The tree was on fire. Telephone pole was on fire. And we're just standing there, and people were all trying to come around to help put the fire out. The neighbor over here gets his water hose, turns it on. He's running with the hose is too short, and he, like a dog on a leash falls, you know. Why is my screen swiping? I don't understand that. I'll figure that out in a minute. Let me finish my story for the 5 people that might still actually want to listen. I don't know. Anyway, so the fight, it's all caught on fire and stuff. The fire department comes out, and they're getting it put out. And finally, once they get it under control, one of the fire chief, I guess, asked, "Does anybody know how this got started?" Well, that's when the neighbor spoke up and said, "They did it," pointed at me and Ronald. Ronald's mom hollered out, "Yo, Scotty, Ronald, y'all get over here." So we come over there, and what happened here? And neither one of us said a word. We're just standing there. I'm looking at him, you know. He's looking at me, but he knows, and I'm like, I didn't do it, you know. Finally, Ronald, he speaks up and he says, "Black cats." Black cats? You say black cats started this fire? Yeah. Where are they at? Well, sure, luckily enough, because it was in August, you know, July 4th wasn't that long ago. He still had some black cats over in his clubhouse. And so he brought them out and showed his mom. And the chief took down all of his information and everything, you know. And then the chief asked me, he says, "Where do you live?" And I pointed, "I live over there, you know. The police chief is on the next street." He says, "Well, I'll be over there as soon as I can talk to your parents." Ronald's mom says, "Yeah, you need to go ahead and go home." So I went home. Here's where it gets really good, too. Here comes the funnier part of it. Well, I don't know how much of it is funny. I think it's all funny. But anyways, so Ronald, he goes inside the house. I go to my house. I go inside, and I tell my parents what happened and stuff, you know. And fire chief comes by, talks to my mom. A couple hours goes by. Everything kind of settles down. I come out of my house. Ronald comes out of his house. We meet about halfway in the ditch, which was pretty deep, but we sit down there. Well, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes went by, neither one of us said a word. Finally, Ronald looks over at me and says, or I looked over at Ronald, that's what happened, sorry. I looked over at Ronald and I said, "I'm sorry. For those that are just tuning in, I ate a special brownie, so my mind's kind of going, hello, how you doing? And fun at the same time, so keep that in mind." Back to my story. I looked over at Ronald and I said, "So what happened?" Ronald says, "Well, remember those fireworks shows we used to have? Yeah, we can't have them no more. I'm grounded from fireworks the rest of my life." He says, "And I got to do this and I got to do that. And Mom wants me and you to go out there and make sure the fire's out." He says, "Yeah, but I'm grounded for a while. So after we get this put out, we probably can't see each other for at least a month." He says, "What about you? What happened to you?" And I looked over at him and I was like, "Nothing." And I told him it was all your fault, which it was. I didn't go over there and say, "Hey, Ronald, let's put gasoline and styrofoam together and go burn it out in the field." No, I didn't do that, you know. Whew. So there's my kind of a 4th of July tie-in story there. But then we have others too. You know, I remember one 4th of July where my aunt and my cousin had come out, and we'd all gone to Lake Ray Hubbard and had shot fireworks. Well, on the way back home, I went with my cousin and us, we got there first. Well, my parents ain't shown up yet. And when we pulled up, across the street, in the little vacant lot, was a fire that had started. So we're all over there trying to put it out and stuff. And my cousin, she looks at me and she says, "Scotty, go call 911. And of course, like I said, this was years ago, before cell phones. And so I was like, okay. So I turned around and I ran. You have them dumb moments, you know? You ever have them dumb moments where you just ain't thinking? Well, I had one of those. And I come running back to her and I says, "What's the number?" I was being serious, but at the same time, she knew me and I was joking around. And she says, "We ain't got time for your stupidity right now. Just go get the go call them." And so I went and called them. So that was one of those things that's happened to think around 4th of July. Another story I have about 4th of July. I got a few stories of 4th of July. I might as well tell them. Somebody wants to go live with me, let me know, and I'll invite you on here, whatever. But right now, I guess I'm just going to enjoy myself talking for the 5 people that are listening in. Clayton Lee, or is it Clayton Lee? Pinek? I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Anyways, thanks for joining. I hope you like my goofy, dumb stories. Okay, so this 4th of July, and I know this is wrong. We had some friends over, and one of the friends I had made, this was back before cell phones. You know, we were all still in high school, and sitting out there on my chair, and one of my friends, he grabs another buddy of mine's cigarettes and grabs a cigarette out of there. I didn't think a whole lot about it until I seen him start taking that tobacco out a little bit, holding it in his hand, and setting it somewhere so he could put it back. And I seen him take a black cat and stick it inside that cigarette. And he put all the tobacco back in there, doped, and he says, "Hey, when Mike comes over and asks for a cigarette, give him this one." So, okay. I'm so bad. I could have just not done it, but I did. Give Mike that cigarette when he came over and asked for one. Mike's over there, and this other dude, friend of ours, other Mike, because we're both names Mike, and he put that black cat in there pretty good because Mike sat there and I don't know, he took probably 4 or 5 good puffs off this cigarette before it ever blew. And then finally, though, when it did blow up, he was right here with the cigarette. Bam! Son of a bitch, you know, and of course Mike's already half deaf, and he says, "You know, I'm already half deaf in one ear." And we're like, "Well, now you're half deaf in the other ear, now you're just kind of deaf." And so, that same year, you know, for those that are watching that don't smoke cigarettes, don't ever start smoking cigarettes. For those of you that are watching that do smoke cigarettes, and have been smoking them for quite a long time, you understand this one, especially if you started smoking when you were young. I started smoking at a dumb age of 12. That's how dumb I was when I started smoking. I've been smoking now for almost 32 years. Son of a gun, I need to quit smoking. Anyways, I didn't have any money on me at the time. Didn't have any cigarettes and stuff, and this buddy comes over mine, and he's got a full pack of cigarettes, and he tells me, "Scotty, if you'll let me put these 2 black cats, tie them together and put them in your shirt pocket and let them blow up, I'll give you these cigarettes." All right. So he does. Blew a hole, but I had a pack of cigarettes and stung a little bit, you know. Whew. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys this story, because let me know if you can relate in the comments here or whatever, if you're still actually watching or anything. But when I got my divorce finalized from my ex-wife, my sister, April, took me out to Southern Junction here in Rockwall, not far from where I'm at now, to celebrate. This is for my sister's worked at Southern Junction for over 20 years. This is before she even started working there, so this was years ago. She was still living at home with Mom and Dad, and I was staying with some friends of mine here in Quinlan. Well, like I say, my sister came and picked me up, took me out to celebrate my divorce. And when I got totally drunk. I mean, plastered drunk. And I stayed the night at my parents' house that night, slept on the couch in the living room. You know how you get that feeling in the middle of the night where you got to go pee? And you can pretty much, in your own house, you just get up and not even have to hardly even open your eyes, and you can just kind of go straight to the toilet and use it, come back to go to bed, and barely even realize you got up and go to the bathroom. Well, now I'm drunk, too. And I'm not in the house that I've been staying in. All I remember, because I could have swore it was a dream. But apparently I got up to go pee and walked right there to where my sister's bedroom was. Walked into her bed, and apparently that's where the toilet would have been at my house that I was staying at. And So I started peeing all over my sister. Now I remember her going, "Stop, stop, stop, stop." But I was drunk and I went, "Shh, shh, go back to sleep." And I went back to bed, and I woke up that next morning and found out that was no dream. Yeah, I can't go back to my parents' house there if I drink. I don't drink anymore, but I got some stories about drinking I could tell. Ooh-wee. But I don't drink no more. But I don't know that my sister's ever actually forgiven me for that, because that's kind of one of those unforgivable things. You know what I mean? So down wall 10. You still here? I ain't seen nobody say hi or nothing else. I don't know if anybody's even here. What does he want me to do? Oh, are there comments? Encourage? No, there's none. No, there's nothing. I thought there might have been comments. Nobody even said hi. Let's see here. Well, I just invited this down wall to go live. But since you get still 3 people here, I tell you what, if you want to hear another funny story, because I got millions of them. I'd love to be a stand-up comedian. I got millions of them. Give me a thumbs up or a hi, or give me another one, or some kind of comment there to let me know that you want to stay and listen to my ramblings. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Anybody gonna say hi? Hello. Anybody gonna say hi? Nobody gonna say hi. It'd be so much better if I knew somebody was actually watching. It says there's 3 people here, which I'm guessing that's me and 2 other people. And they've had 183 likes, but I don't guess anybody really. No, nobody's gonna say nothing, huh? Nobody gonna say nothing at all. Nobody's listening, I guess. Then why are we still here? Why are you on this page with me if you're not even listening? Hello? Does this do anything? Big Papa? Interact with me, people. Is anybody there? Well, Tigris. I'm trying to get that. You going live with me, Tigers? I don't blame you. Wouldn't want to get on live with this ugly mug either. Anthony Harvey. All right, let's see here. Probably just screwed it all up.